This is Curly,
And that's Locs.
and we're Curlie Locs.
Hey y'all, it's Locs from Curlie Locs, and I'm just here to give you an update about my 3-year Locaversary. Now, honestly, I am uber late. Like, it's January, and on October 28th was my 3-year Locaversary. So, it's uber late, but I was super busy. I have 3 businesses and I have 4 children and just a very busy life. So honestly, I'm really uber sorry, but I didn't want to forget, and I didn't forget. First off, I didn't forget, and I didn't want to skip it or, draw it out any longer. So I'm back, and I'm not going to go missing in action anymore. And this is my hair. Yeah, so basically this is what it's looking like. Thank you all for those of you who have been following the journey from jump and been hounding me about where these videos, girl, what's up with this update. You so right, I'm back, and I have no more excuses. I am done making babies. I'm back, no, I'm just playing. I was not about to be cursing at y'all like that. Anyways, I'm back. So this is what it's looking like. I really love the length. Honestly, it's growing very fast. A lot of people are asking me, like, that's really long for 3 years. I actually do have a picture that I posted not only on Facebook but also on our Instagram page, which is at Curlie Locs blog, and I am going to insert it here. And yeah, so that's the picture that I had posted, and I've been getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people are asking how it grew that long. I don't think it's that out of the ordinary for it to be that long at 3 years. First off, I started long. I didn't start very short, but I could put my hair in a ponytail from the beginning. So even though they weren't locked and they were kind of wobbly and flimsy, I could technically put them in a ponytail from the beginning. So I would say that I started longer just because of that fact. And at the time when I locked, my hair was here, it went down to, right here, but it shriveled, of course, to here. So I'd say that for sure I definitely started longer. And I think that we also have to take into account that I've had 3 children in 3.5 years, and I'm 3 years locked. So even I locked when my daughter was about 5 or 6 months. That's when I first locked, when my second daughter was that old. And I was taking prenatal pills, and then I had another baby, and I was taking prenatal pills before and during that pregnancy. And of course, when you're locked, your hair doesn't go anywhere, and you shed hair daily, and even when you're after having a baby, you might lose a lot of hair even after that, which is actually an issue that I'm dealing with on this last baby. I don't have this issue with any of the others, but I'm definitely having this issue now. But I'd say that you don't lose anything. It's it still stays in the lock. You might lose it from the root, but it's still in the lock itself. So I do have a few that are in the front that are actually hanging on by threads. They're actually like every single one in the front, on the front of my head. So every single one of these, just the front row though, is giving me problems, at least right now. I'm hoping that everything will work itself out, but I never experienced this on any of my other kids or during my other pregnancies, so it does seem a little off. But in general, this is what it looks like. I don't wear it straight very often, but I do wear it either all the way up in a ponytail, all of it, like a top knot kind of ponytail because that's how I sleep every day. So if I did run out of the house like that, it's because I just took off my bonnet and ran. So it's either like that or it's down. It's one or the other. I very rarely put it in any other style because I don't like pulling on my locks. It's really just the ones in the front that I'm worried about, especially right now. But in general, I don't pull on them, mess with them, pull them up, style them, anything unless I'm going somewhere specific, which even then, I mean, I just leave them like this since they're already kind of curly and can kind of go with whatever situation. So I don't really wear them like straight, of course, that much. The only reason why is because it actually helps my retwist. First off, I do like it to feel fuller, and this makes me feel like it's fuller. Those of you that have been watching for a little bit know that I don't really like a fresh retwist, and this is pretty fresh. It's about, I don't know, 4 days old or something. I did it this week basically, and I'd say that when I do it like this, the curl, not only does it stay for like a month to 2 months at a time. Don't ask me how I know it could stay for 2 months because I have let it go that long without washing before, honestly. But it only happened once. And, you know, when life gets away from you, that's what can happen. It's realistic, kids. So anyways, this is how it looks when I do my retwist. And I like a loose wave. I don't like the ringlets. And yes, this is a pipe cleaner. You know, I like to say like it ain't a twist out or a braid out, but it's a pipe cleaner out. And the way that I achieve these, I will show you. Whenever I wear my hair straight, it really surprises people because it's way longer than most people think, because every time they see me like this, they really can't see the length because it's always like this. But even when I straighten it or come out the shower, and sometimes I'm like, wow, it's really long. I'm actually always surprised by how long it is. Every time I retwist, I get even more surprised because it seems like it went pretty fast, but really the number one key to it is actually leaving it alone. I think like another testament to that is the fact that the guys, their hair grows like a weed, and we're like, why your hair growing so fast? Because they don't mess with it and they leave it alone. Now, if we can just keep our hands out of our heads, then our hair will grow like that too. And honestly, I'm just a little too busy. So that's why I like it like this, because when it's straight, I feel like something's missing, or I got to do something to it, or I have to put it in a ponytail, or I have to. But when it's loose like this, it just always looks kind of done to me. And when I have new growth, it kind of masks the new growth by the bulkiness and the texture. So I do appreciate it this way always, and I do it loose on purpose. And the reason that I do it loose is because I don't like the like Shirley Temple like up to here look. If I want them to look short, then I probably, you know, would keep cutting them. So I'm going to give you a quick example of how I do my retwist. I'm going to have to eventually show you, actually record this one day, but basically let's just take these three for a second and let me show you. So let's say I just retwisted these three, and I'll retwist them like normal. And when I do the retwist, the reason I'm not doing it at the front is because my front is gentle, so we're gonna do it in the back, but closer to where you can see. So basically, when I do my retwist, I do it in little knots, so it kind of curls around itself. And that's how I do them. And I'll do three just like that. So I'll do three of those. And once I have three, I will use this. I remember when I first started, I used to just go like this and lock it around each other like this, and that's how I used to use them. And then I ended up having to open them. And by the way, get these in brown or the color of your hair, and people will never notice. Don't get the colored ones, get the ones that are the color of your hair. They work out better when you have to walk around like that for a day or two. So I, of course, just hold the end, and I will roll it up, and I close this side. I don't know if you can see this, but I close this side on it, and then I just literally roll it like it's a curler. Them old school pink colors. And then when I have just this and this, I just wrap this around the entire thing a few times. And then that's how I do mine. And I'll just have a full head of this, and then I will put my bonnet on, keeping a little bit of the heat, and then I will just go about the day. I'll put a hat on usually on top of that, and or a beanie kind of hat, and sometimes I'll even get under the dryer, and I will keep it under the dryer, and or if I don't go under the dryer, I'll wear them for a day, maybe two, but they have to be dry when they come out. Otherwise, and then you eventually need to take off your bonnet and actually let fresh air hit it, and it'll dry way faster if you just let it be like this. Honestly, it's just, you know, I be having clients come through, so I can't really do that all the time. So I basically, I do that everywhere, and then I just take them all out, and they'll stay in. The longer you have them in, the longer, the tighter the curl will be, and same with the least locks you put on one pipe cleaner is also going to save you, is also going to make it curlier. I put 3 on there because I want it to be like a loose wave versus a spiral. But if you do 1 to 1, so I do 3 to 1, so 3 locks to 1 pipe cleaner. At the very least I do 3, and the longer my hair gets, I will probably do less. So as an example, I'd probably be doing 2 locks, but and honestly, this curl will stay until I wash it out, and it'll just get a little looser and a little looser. And when I tie it up at night, I literally just throw it in one of these, and I throw it in these, and I put my bonnet on. And my bonnet is one of the long sock kinds, so I put it on, and it's just, I look like Marge Simpson. Marge. So I either keep my hair like this when I get up. If I'm in a rush, I'll just keep it up. I'll just jump out of the bed and come out like this. I'll sometimes bring these down, you know, it depends, but usually I end up doing it like this a lot, and otherwise I wear it down. I don't pull at it much, but it has grown. It really has, and I love them. And for somebody that's as low-key as me and doesn't like to fuss with hair and has 3 little girls and definitely don't want to fuss with their own hair, this is just literally the best thing I could have ever done for my crown. No joke. The best thing. There's not one time that I thought, oh, I don't want my locks anymore, or not once. I have never had that feeling. People say they do, and they're like, oh, I wanted to comb mine out, I wanted to do this. Only time I wanted to comb mine out is to make more locks. It's called splitting locks. So yeah, that is the only time that I want to do something to change my locks. But I am very glad that I did not do that because like I was just saying about my edges, there's no way my edges would have made it if my locks were any smaller than this. And it's not because of the weight of my locks, because my locks are very light. They're so light. They're like fluffy. So there's no way that it could have happened for any other reason besides just genetics. It runs in my family to just thin right here specifically. The rest of my head is not phased by anything, but just right around here. And it's just like brittle there. And I mean, all the moisture in the world I don't think can fix it because it's genetic when it comes down to it. So, but that is the update. That is my 3-year update on how my locks are living. And I'd say that, oh, let me just do a little turnabout here. So this is how they look. See, all right here, my babies are getting thin, girl. Yeah, but they'll be all right. We'll work with them. So I just wanted to thank you guys all for hanging in there with me. And I meet people out and I'm surprised because people have been very excited to see me. And you know, I'm really like a background person. I don't really like being out there in the open like that, but it's very humbling to see people excited about videos that I've done. And unfortunately I haven't kept them up, but I'm definitely going to be keeping them up. And I thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, love, all of that. Smooches.